You are now watching SSH, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! What's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the SSH YouTube channel. Today we are going to be going over the grand finals match between Raihan playing Dragapult and Vaughn playing Jolteon. Now this was for the Chill TCG Late Night Series shared $2,500 Invitational sponsored by PTCGO Store. So if you haven't got a chance to check that out, be sure to check it out on the Play Limitless website, and you can always support PTCGO Store by using code ZLSSH5, which you can find in the description, to save 5% on your next order of code cards. So it's an exciting finals match. Let's see exactly how it plays out. So here we are jumping into the grand finals between Vaughn and Raihan. We're going to see Dragapult versus Jolteon. And it's going to be a pretty exciting match overall. I mean, both players have come a long way throughout qualifying through this event in general, and then kind of navigating their whole way through a field of the top 64 ranked players between the two biggest online circuits at this current time in the Pokemon community. So where is that going to leave us? Now, starting first is certainly going to be kind of the best thing that you could do in the standard formats. Being able to grab a Psychic Energy with Fog Crystal, using Quick Ball to grab a Sobble, certainly not going to be in a bad position at all. This is a great hand if you are Raihan. Now, we do see that Psychic Energy. I would have liked to see a deck search, a thorough deck search, because it comes down to Dragapult having a lot of little techs. Things like Fan of Waves, Tool Scrappers, these can all be very important. Path to the Peak is not going to be very important at all. So Raihan, just foregoing the deck search can be a little bit difficult. We are going to see another Quick Ball. This is probably just going to grab another Sobble just in case anything happens to the first one. And maybe just counting Drizziles at this point, or maybe Raihan's going to be going through with everything. Looks like we are seeing the full deck search here. Now, when it comes to Raihan's deck, I don't know if there's anything in particular that I'm worried about, or anything else that I would that I want to see out of this deck. It seems pretty standard. Got the Fan of Waves. The Escape Rope's cute. I could see that totally being a switch. But when it comes to everything else, it seems like this is kind of the go-to list nowadays. Arguably, you could cut a Path to the Peak for one of the new Zacians from Celebrations, but that's pretty much it. Now, looking over at Vaughn's side, now that Vaughn's playing out his turn, we can see Jolteon is doing Jolteon things, getting that Speed Lightning energy, really getting set up whenever possible. And after kind of getting that Escape Rope in the discard pile, using a defensive boss maneuver can be quite powerful, because now Raihan has to rely on Scoop Up Net. So grabbing one of the two Scoop Up Nets, kind of adding an extra layer to the combo. Vaughn's list looks pretty standard as well. I'd almost like to see another quick shooting Inteleon in Vaughn's list. That'd be pretty powerful if you ask me. But beyond that, I like the double Cheryl. I like the energy count. I'd almost like to see another capture energy, but playing with all those Fan of Waves out in play, I think that it's a fair choice overall. So let's see what Raihan's going to grab here. Raihan just using research to get set up, and really hoping for that Dragapult VMAX. We do see a Dragapult VMAX there. We do see access to other things with Evolution Incense for future turns. This is a really solid turn. I'd put the Path to the Peak in play just to really get it out of your hands, because if you play a path and your opponent plays path, those paths can't necessarily get discarded quickly. So it's one of those things that you just want to consider. Okay, interesting how the damage gets split there. I mean, maybe it's better to have the damage counter splits and really put Vaughn in a tough position on which one to knock out. I don't think it necessarily matters since Raihan's not getting the knockout there, but let's see how Vaughn responds to this. Vaughn's going to have to 3-hit that Dragapult. Now, the cool thing when you're playing Jolteon is that Dragapult does not have any way to heal, and you have ways to heal. That's really where this matchup can get big. The biggest issue when it comes to Jolteon is that Jolteon cannot always get the damage counters to fulfill its Max Thunder Rumble. Now, if you are able to fulfill Max Thunder Rumble, you're certainly going to be in a powerful spot. So how is Vaughn going to get around this? There is the Zigzagoon, so the Zigzagoon could go ahead, and Vaughn has to choose between taking out the Sobble or the Drizzile. Will Raihan have the Shady Dealings Inteleon, or will Rain find a Drizzile? Drizzile is played more in the deck, so I think going after Sobble is the correct call here. So solid play from Vaughn, and we're just going to see Evolution Incense really kind of come out to play. Vaughn's probably going to evolve the one with less damage on it, just because it's not going to get knocked out with a Max Phantom. Now, I wonder what Vaughn's going to grab here. Maybe, oh, a Cheryl. Interesting. Okay, that's not bad. If Rain's not able to get a huge kind of knockout spree here, Vaughn might be in a pretty good spot. But that Sobble is going to get absolutely gobbled up this turn. I think, at least I assume that's what Rain's going to be doing. Now, we do see that there is access to a lot of cards here in Rain's hand. I think it's worthwhile to put that Dragapult down and play Research, then use Quick Shooting after your Research. Oh, Marnie. Marnie's actually a solid play too, because it is going to take care of that Cheryl in Vaughn's hand. Maybe Vaughn will be able to grab it off Inteleon. Only time will really tell here. So there's a Horror Psychic Energy, and the fact that the Horror Psychic Energies are going to be on the bench means that Vaughn's going to have a little bit more time when it comes to taking that extra damage. Like, that's really how Dragapult adds up a lot of it at the end of the day. Ooh, and placing those damage counters on the active can be kind of freaky, especially if Vaughn is able to get another Cheryl. So where's the damage gonna go? There's 2. Okay. Not really a great idea to play the damage counters on the Drizzile, especially if Vaughn's going to be going for a Cheryl-based turn. Now let's see exactly how Vaughn's able to respond. So we are going to be jumping back in. It looks like I just got to set the screen share back so we're able to see what's going on in this game. So let's see from there. There we go. You can see we are back up in this game. There's the Cheryl play. We didn't miss a beat. Gotta love when Discord restarts out of nowhere. I don't want to be like I've been having a few computer problems lately, but it's one of those things where I just don't know why Discord's restarting sometimes. But that's okay. We are back up in here. Now, Vaughn's put himself in a pretty solid position and just like kind of benching properly and making sure that everything's all good. Both Dragapults are evolved, so Vaughn wins the game in 2 attacks. And I don't know if Rain's able to win the game in 2 attacks. That's really the big thing that's going to come down. It's going to be Vaughn really taking care of those Dragapults whenever possible. I mean, I guess Vaughn has to get another 10 damage on that Dragapult in order to win the game in 2 attacks total with Max Thunder Rumble. But so far, looking so good when it comes to Vaughn's board states. I really like it here. So unless there's going to be some kind of multi-prize card turn when it comes to Rain's hand or Vaughn's hand, like, I think it looks favorable for Vaughn right now, for the very least. Can't tell how many Scoop Up Nets Vaughn's played so far, but maybe Vaughn will be able to get a Zigzagoon. Looking at the Zigzagoon count, Vaughn also does play 2 copies, so that could be quite helpful as well. Are we going to see the retreat? Yeah, I guess it makes sense since that Pokemon's going to get knocked out anyways. Get that Horror Psychic damage off on the Jolteon VMAX. It looks like Rain might just be drawing 1 prize card here. Got to see how that goes. So let's see how Vaughn's able to kind of finish this game off. There's some energies. Now, if Vaughn attacks the active, Vaughn will be put at 150, and then Rain can go ahead and attack with the Inteleon. That will put Vaughn at 170, and then Rain can knock out the Jolteon with a single attack. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that Rain's going to be able to knock out the Inteleon and the Jolteon. So if Vaughn's able to get another Jolteon setup, it looks like Vaughn can kind of get off a few attacks in order to win the game. So it's really just coming down to what this Quick Ball really brings out. Oh, a Sobble, interesting. Sobble does potentially... Okay, you want to know what? That's not too bad at all. That does put Vaughn in a position where Vaughn cannot get knocked out this turn, because the max damage output is going to be... Oh, you want to know what? I think that might be... It's close to game, actually. It's going to be 130 to the active, 20 with the quick shooting, which is bringing it to 280. Zigzagoon, Scoop Up Net, Knockout on the active. So as long as Raihan realizes this, Vaughn is at best playing for sudden death. So there's the 10 damage. The Scoop Up Net is going to really... we might see a concession here coming from Vaughn. So we'll have to see what exactly is going on here. There's that. The Zigzagoon getting that extra 10 damage necessary. I don't know if Raihan's just recalculating, because sometimes these cards seem too good to be true. There's the extra 10. And getting another... Okay, I was going to say, getting another Sobble there would be really awesome, just to have access to Drizzile. But it looks like Raihan's going to be clearing out some cards out of their deck, just so that they have a higher chance of drawing into cards that they want. Goodbye, Discord, again. Let's jump back into the game, see exactly what's going on here. The quick shooting hitting the active, yes, and then that's just going to go ahead and max Phantom, knock out the active, and hit the bench. So far, so good. I think this game's just going to go ahead and kind of solidify Raihan as the winner of Game 1. I don't know how Vaughn's going to be able to hit for the 110 damage necessary to knock out that Dragapult VMAX in the active spots. Yeah, Vaughn's just going to concede there after seeing what they can get from Speed Lightning, and probably going to go first Game 2. So jumping into Game 2, we can see that Vaughn started this game off. Really looks like they might have missed an energy on their first turn, and we're really watching Raihan get that kind of solid first turn off, getting set up here as much as possible, getting double Sobble, a Dragapult, an energy. Really can't ask for too much now. Vaughn's pretty close to getting everything that they would want off their first turn. I mean, it depends on what they have in that 4-card hands. What's hiding in Vaughn's hand. So there's a Jolteon VMAX in step 1, really looking for an energy here. Drizzile isn't out to an energy off that level ball, so we can see if Vaughn wants to grab that. It's got to see what's going on there. Maybe going through the full deck search whenever possible, making sure, I mean, you're at the finals of a gigantic event with hundreds of dollars on the line. Make sure that you're checking through your deck and making plays carefully. There's plenty of time here. As long as you're not playing slow, I don't think you want to be rushing through actions in a finals match like this. Especially when it's all based, like both decks are based off precision damage counters and placing those down throughout the game. Now, okay, so Vaughn does have access to the Professor's Research. Will Vaughn find an energy off of the Professor's Research? That's the big question. Slapped right down. So, of course, Vaughn probably doesn't have access to a Speed Lightning energy to draw into extra cards, but it is one of those things where getting an energy is cool, just free retreat into the Jolteon, and seeing how it plays out. I think Vaughn's going to take the knockout on that Sobble. Again, Discord being super, super, super fun. Let's jump right back into this game and see what's going on. If it ain't Discord, it's OBS, and if it ain't OBS, it is Discord. So we will see what is going on. There's going to be a Max Thunder Rumble hitting the Dragapults and knocking out that Sobble. And really, I think Raihan just needs to kind of jump back into this game by grabbing a Dragapult VMAX of their own, kind of getting those knockouts now. It's one of those things where it hurts to play the 60 HP Sobbles when you're playing against a Dragapult deck. It's really the matchup where most players talk about it the most. And with Vaughn playing those Sobbles, they can just get gobbled up quickly with things like Zigzagoon into a Max Phantom. And that's exactly what we're going to be seeing here. So let's... I mean, we're watching it in real time. Let's see exactly how it plays out. Yeah, there's no special energies in play, so no reason to grab a Fan of Waves yet, unless of course they did want to hold on to it. And that's not really the greatest hand. That Quick Ball's definitely going to have to discard one of the Dragapult VMAXs and search for his Sobble in order to have something going on next turn. But it doesn't look like there's going to be anything going on next turn. So no access to Sobble, no access to search things out. Maybe Raihan just has plans for their prize cards, so let's see exactly what we're going to get here. Horror Psychic Energy. I mean, I could grab a Dragapult. Maybe Raihan's like, you want to know what, we're just going to forego everything. But Vaughn can just take double knockouts here. Certainly would not be terrible. Vaughn's also in a prime position to be able to use Cheryl here. Just a lot of cool stuff going on overall. So let's see exactly what's going on here. Okay, so there's that. I mean, Vaughn can always retreat in between the two of them. That Drizzile's gone, so an Inteleon top deck does nothing. A Sobble top deck does nothing. There's that Max Thunder Rumble, and Vaughn's going to be going down to 4 prize cards left. Yeah, so that Inteleon top deck does nothing. This is definitely the turn to be using Quick Ball. So might as well use Fan of Waves. Fan of Waves is a blessing and a curse when it comes to this matchup, especially when it comes to Cheryl, because it just automatically removes that energy instead of discarding that energy. So getting this Dragapult V down, I don't dislike the strategy. It does kind of set up Raihan for that position of having those extra prize cards in play, and just really forcing Vaughn to take extra turns, because Jolteon has a very low damage output. That's probably the biggest issue with the deck overall. And there's some of those extra damage counters, just spreading them around in case Vaughn does play Scoop Up Nets. Now, Vaughn probably wants to play a Cheryl this turn. And with that energy search, we might see access to Cheryl in hand. We might see access to Inteleon. There could be a few things that Vaughn could do here. With a 6-card hand, I think it's looking pretty good for Jolteon here. There's that Cheryl, and we are going to see that play kind of take off. Will we see a quick shooting Inteleon to go for it? I'm not sure if I missed it being discarded or anything else like that, or if we're just going to see a Max Thunder Rumble for 100. A Max Thunder Rumble for 100 would be quite sad overall. Yeah. So, not necessarily what Vaughn's looking for, because that's really halving the damage outputs. And that's one of the things that I always like to compare, because Dragapult and Jolteon are often comparable decks. One does 130 plus 5 damage counters anywhere. One can do 100 plus 100 to something else with damage counters. As soon as you add another element of having the 100 damage to somewhere by having a damage counter on them, that's when you could lose your damage output. So right now, even though Rain is in a poor situation, and kind of was back against the wall, hitting for 180, 130 plus 5 damage counters definitely is more damage output than what Vaughn has access to. So it really kind of adds up. So as long as Rain does not put down any Sweek or any Sobbles or any other single prize card Pokemon, it looks like it might just be Rain's game. And those extra damage counters from the Horror Psychic Energies, unless Vaughn can chain Cheryl for the rest of the game, it's looking quite bleak. Vaughn's not going to have to grab an energy and retreat into the other Jolteon VMAX just to have a chance to stay alive in this game. And I'm not even sure if that's enough. So there is the energy that is putting Vaughn another turn into this game. There is that quick shooting Inteleon. I think the damage is just going to have to go to the active. And we're going to see a retreat into the Jolteon VMAX, or at least we should, because those Horror Psychic Energies are going to add 40 damage to that Jolteon, really adding more to Dragapult's kind of damage outputs. So Rain's getting close to just having enough damage counters in play, but cannot play anything else down for the rest of the game. Maybe another Dragapult if worse comes to worse, but you cannot play down a Sobble. By any means, you cannot play down a Sobble or a Zigzagoon or anything else like that. And I mean, Rain's probably just grabbing a Sobble just to thin it out of the deck. We might just see another energy. Even putting a Dragapult V down is not bad at all. Just in case you want to retreat into it at a later time, because they're both going to get knocked out at the same time either way, so it doesn't really matter. It actually would have more HP than the Dragapult VMAX. And yeah, I mean, Max Phantom, really, again, putting Vaughn in a position where Cheryl's going to need to be played. If Vaughn's able to play a Cheryl this turn, that might just be it for Rain. But if not, it can get pretty bad pretty quick. So Vaughn needs to play Cheryl this turn. Otherwise, either of those Jolteons is just going to get knocked out. I mean, maybe we're going to see something with the other Jolteon? Just hitting 20 in the active spot? I honestly don't see it at this point. With Vaughn not attaching those energies, it just becomes increasingly grim here. And Rain could just top deck like Rain could pretty much top deck a boss's orders just to win this game. Now, Vaughn's just trying to build up enough damage counters with Thunder Spear and hitting some extra damage when it comes to quick shooting that it could really just add up. But with everything else going on here, I don't think that Vaughn's going to be able to hit for enough damage to knock out this Dragapult before Dragapult does enough damage to knock out other things. That's probably the scariest thing to deal with. So there's some damage counters there. Let's see the damage go to that Zigzagoon on the bench. I think that seems worthwhile. And Vaughn, again, it needs Cheryl because now all three options are in OHKO range of a Max Phantom. So depending on what's going on, we might just see a concession here. Either that or Vaughn has that Cheryl. See what Level Ball brings out. Another Drizzile. What are we going to see here? We need to see Cheryl, Elemental Badge, Energy, which would be huge. We might just see Jolteon go Elemental Badge and attack. And it looks like Vaughn is conceding here. So Rain is going to be the champion. What an exciting game. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this and enjoy watching some other content on my channel as well. I try to cover the latest and greatest everything when it comes to the competitive side of Pokemon TCG in a welcoming environment. If you haven't already, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments. Let's spark a discussion about these two decks, about anything Pokemon. Love to hear back from you. I'm going to go edit this video, so I'll catch up with everyone later. Have yourself a great one, and peace out. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's become a channel member. It's one of those things where I appreciate every single person who watches my videos, and I mean, that's really where it counts, but for the channel members, they've gone out of their way to financially support me, and I truly appreciate that gesture. It's one of those things when I started channel memberships up on my channel, and I just didn't know if anyone was ever going to do it, so I truly appreciate everyone taking the plunge, taking a leap of trust, and investing in me as a content creator. Truly makes a difference for me each and every month. If you haven't already thought about becoming a channel member, you might want to contribute to the channel, and I do put everything back into the channel to make it the best possible place to watch for Pokemon TCG content. Again, I truly appreciate everyone. Thank you so much. Cheers. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video, and have yourself a great day. Thanks.